Her whole body just vanished into thin air. That's the only way to describe it. June 24th, 2026. Exactly 14 minutes and 14 seconds into the second quarter. Phoenix Mercury taking on the Indiana Fever. Game 2 of a heated back-to-back set between two teams that clearly cannot stand each other right now. And then something happened in that second quarter that broke the internet, flipped the entire sports world on its head, and had every single fan screaming the exact same demand. Suspend her. Suspend her right now. Here's exactly what went down. Caitlin Clark drives to the rim, gets tangled up with Lexi Hull, and goes down hard, grabbing at her foot. The ball is already gone. The play is dead. Done. Over. So, where does Alyssa Thomas fit into all this? While Clark is still on the floor, still trying to get up when Thomas drills her with a punch straight to the neck. The ball was nowhere near them. And as if that wasn't enough, while Clark is lying there completely defenseless, Thomas steps right over her and lands another shot to the throat, and the referee standing right there on the baseline watching, doing absolutely nothing. Within 4 minutes, the clip was everywhere. The basketball world saw it, and once people actually understood what they were looking at, the reaction was instant, and it was loud. Fans everywhere were saying the same thing, that Clark should have just stood up and defended herself right then and there. But the voice that really cut through all the noise belonged to someone who knows exactly what real toughness looks like. Reggie Miller, a guy who survived some of the nastiest basketball the NBA ever produced back in the 90s. He knows the difference between hard-nosed competition and a cheap shot from a mile away. Miller and Clark have built a real relationship after working together on NBC's basketball broadcast earlier this season. And Miller did not hold a single punch back, pun fully intended. He called it dangerous. He called it a calculated attack on a player who had zero chance to protect herself. And he pointed the finger directly at Thomas and at a group of referees who seemed to be protecting everybody in this league except the one player who matters most to its future. Miller's point was simple, but it hit hard. This isn't physical basketball. This isn't grit. This isn't toughness. What Thomas did to a player already on the ground after the whistle, after the play had ended, that's a cheap shot, plain and simple. And no league that actually cares about its players, its product, or its future can let something like that slide without consequences. Think about that for a second. This is a man who played in front of 18,000 screaming fans at Madison Square Garden. A guy who understands pressure better than almost anyone. When Reggie Miller says, "You crossed the line," that conversation is basically closed. And the internet did not wait around for permission to react. Within minutes of that clip spreading, social media turned into an absolute war zone. Comment after comment said the same thing, that officiating in this league has completely lost control, and that if nobody steps in, their biggest star is going to end up seriously hurt. One fan didn't even try to be polite about it, calling Thomas the dirtiest player in the entire league and suggesting she'd be better suited for a cage fight than a basketball court. Another fan made a point that stuck with a lot of people, saying, "Nobody realizes how much value she actually brings to every single person in that league. Teams are flying on private jets now because of her. They weren't doing that before. They're on major television networks now. That wasn't happening before either." Somebody compared her impact to Tiger Woods and what he did for golf, completely changing the financial landscape of an entire sport. People were furious that officials missed an obvious attempt to injure her. And it didn't stop there, because on a separate angle from a different camera, you could clearly see another player drive a knee into her midsection during the same stretch of basketball. The calls for punishment got specific fast. Plenty of fans said 10 games minimum should be the starting point, because trying to hurt another player is about as low as it gets in this sport. Others just wanted her suspended outright. Some called her out directly as a dirty player. And then there was the comment that really summed up the frustration everyone felt. If the league won't protect their franchise player, then maybe she should just take her talents somewhere they will. That sentiment kept spreading. Fans were openly saying the league needs to be called out publicly. If you're not going to protect her, she should walk. One outlet summed it up bluntly, saying, "The way this league has handled its biggest, most important star in its history is flat out embarrassing. She deserves better than this." And it wasn't just everyday fans posting about it. Every analyst, every reporter, every talking head who covers this sport for a living landed on the same conclusion. Dave Portnoy weighed in and basically asked what exactly is going on here. He called it a brutally cheap shot and said, "It doesn't matter whether a whistle blew or not. The league needs to investigate this thoroughly to actually protect its players, because conversations about how a league treats its biggest star should never spiral out of control like this." Former WNBA standout Stacey Dales also refused to stay quiet. She called it pathetic, said it wasn't even worth a loose ball, and demanded the league take a hard look at it because it was completely unnecessary. And here's the part that really stings. They got exactly what they wanted. She didn't finish the game. She walked into that arena already knowing what had happened 2 nights earlier, and it happened again. Anyway, completely unacceptable. No defense for it whatsoever. Even reviewing the play afterward, you can see the careless way a defender's foot landed right on top of hers. Disrespectful doesn't even begin to cover it. She was out for the rest of the game. Let that sink in for a moment. She left in the 3rd quarter with what looked like a back injury and never returned. Indiana later confirmed she wouldn't be coming back, all stemming from a punch to the throat that the official standing right there on the baseline somehow didn't see fit to call. The most important player in the entire league forced out of the game. Now, plenty of people have had their criticisms of head coach Stephanie White this season, questioning her rotations, her time management, her lack of adjustments. But tonight, White showed up with absolute fire. She didn't hold back one bit. She said she noticed it immediately, that it looked terrible, and that she wasn't sure if it had any lasting effect on her players' health. But the bigger issue was that there was no call made at all. She said she brought it up to officials at halftime herself. And yet somehow her team still ended up with 11 fouls in the 4th quarter compared to just 2 for the other side. While the opposing team made 24 free throws in the second half alone, White kept going. She said, "You have to call that. It's disrespectful. It's outrageous." And everyone already knew what happened 2 nights before. And somehow it kept happening again. Completely unacceptable in her words. She called it strange and dangerous to take a fist to the throat and have nothing happen. And when it came to the questionable landing on her player's foot, she said it almost looked deliberate. She asked how this keeps happening over and over, saying, "Eventually, it just becomes exhausting to watch unfold again and again." Her closing comment to the media said it all. A generational talent, a true superstar of this league, absorbed 2 separate cheap shots in one single game, and neither one was called. She repeated herself for emphasis. Completely unacceptable. A fist to the throat and a reckless, dangerous landing. 2 separate dirty plays, not just one. And even after going to the replay monitor, officials chose not to upgrade either incident to a flagrant foul. They reviewed it with their own eyes and still did nothing. This all comes on the heels of an already tense matchup just 2 nights earlier. A game that included 6 technical fouls and an ejection before the Fever pulled out a win. So, heading into this next matchup, everybody already knew the tension between these 2 teams was at a boiling point. The league knew it, the officials knew it, and somehow none of that stopped a punch to the throat, a reckless and dangerous closeout, a knee to a sensitive area, and 0 calls made on any of it. Indiana confirmed the back injury would keep her sidelined. And while Coach White couldn't say how long she'd be out, she made clear the team would be cautious given how long this season still is left to go. A season that's now in jeopardy because officials keep failing over and over to protect the one player responsible for so much of this sport's explosive growth. And let's be completely clear about something here. This has nothing to do with Alyssa Thomas's talent as a basketball player. This isn't about playing hard or playing physical. What crossed the line was intentionally burying a fist into a player who had absolutely no way to defend herself. That's not competitive fire anymore. That's dangerous territory. The second that fist made contact with her throat while she was already down, and the ball was nowhere near the play, that line was crossed completely. If this league doesn't take real action against Alyssa Thomas, the message they're sending is loud and clear. They will not protect their most important asset. They won't enforce their own rules, and they won't honor the players and fans who have helped grow this league beyond anything anyone could have imagined just a couple years ago. So, here's what we want to know from you. If she gets suspended, how many games should it be? 5, 10 more? And do you think her career, her health, her future in this league is genuinely at risk because officials keep letting this slide? Drop your thoughts down below because this conversation is far from finished. And we're not letting this one go quiet until real accountability actually happens.